about that, folks. For some reason, I was having difficulty, not too sure. As everybody knows, we do have some weather that is coming through down here in South Florida as days go on. So I don't know if that's affecting my signals or what's going on, but yeah. So I'm back. Get Barbara back now. Get some music going. Yeah, I'm not too sure with that weather system that's coming in, if that, is affecting things or not. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think it's the weather coming in.
I understand it's an emergency. I understand that we're moving in now. We're going to move down there, and there's going to be hurricanes in the future.
Yeah,
But
but
I'm
I
not
don't
going
need to
into one.
travel into one. No.
No.
My attorney called and said he was going to give me some money. That we need to go now, like leave tomorrow to get over there and see the house before the hurricane. But I want to see the house after the hurricane.
Exactly.
The only way we can do that is put both phones in the
Yeah, I
center.
would say the same thing. No, no, no. Let me see how it weathers this hurricane.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm moving from one hurricane state into another.
Right.
Now I'm on the opposite end of New Orleans. New Orleans is next to Mississippi. I'm next to Texas. So we don't get that many. But like I said, we did get two in a row last year. Oh, then the flood and all that. But
hmm
I asked my attorney, I said, have you ever been in a hurricane? No, it hits like a tornado and goes, don't it? I said, it hit, yeah, sort of like, but just stays a
No,
little longer.
a
He
lot
said,
longer.
yeah, and it's the rain and winds, and we're in a cargo trailer. He said, well, I'll put you in a hotel. I said, there's no water. Last night on Robbie's, everybody was saying everybody's hoarding the water, and there's no water nowhere. They have no water, and all like that. And I'm like, oh my
No,
God.
I would not be traveling into, especially with your health issues,
Oh, yeah. Because
your situation. Are you there? He's out of his mind.
well, he's never been in a hurricane. He knows what I went through. It was two hurricanes back to back. And he said, I never thought about that cargo trailer. Even if he does get us a hotel, is there going to be water to flush the toilet? Is there going? We'll bring water. But see, what we're doing is I'm stuffing my cargo trailer as much as I can with a lot of ceramic stuff. to bring to Robbie's. So we don't want to bring that and be stuck in a hurricane, or even if the hurricane goes wobbly and not quite hit where it's supposed to hit, like they do sometimes.
Well, right now it looks like it's gonna hit in the Tampa area-ish, maybe a little north, and go across to the northeast, which is right where you guys
Yeah, Bushnell. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
are headed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
we're-
would not be coming down here right now.
Oh no, I'm not a dumb coon ass like I told them. I'm not dumb like that. You run from a hurricane, and then you snuck her down for a tornado. And we went through the hurricane here, and it was 3 miles short, miles per hour short of 2 or 3 miles short of being a Category 5. You should see the damage. I don't want to be through that. So y'all had Andrew cross the Gulf, and it hit us between. I think it was a soft Category 2. They said, and every window that was in the country got hit. Now the town didn't get hit too bad because buildings close to each other. You don't feel that strong wind. We had people from small towns way down the road, about 20-30 minutes away, come. I had 6 families at my house that ran through.
You feel even it actually creates worse wind tunnels. All this building, all these buildings,
Yeah.
because it condenses that wind into a narrower area, which actually brings the force up.
Right.
So
See,
yeah, it's that.
Yeah, Robbie was saying, John, you're going to have to come every 15 minutes. They go, because of the alligators and crocodiles and stuff, they got to walk fence lines every 15 minutes. And if a tree's down, they got to make sure they cut that tree and the fence is fixed if it broke the fence. Because he's liable, if anything gets away and someone gets hurt. No. What, Rick? Yeah, especially the Cuban crops. They get really angry and stuff. And I'm like them. I feel the barometric pressure changing. Baby, look, if you can get those 3 boxes of those little roses, we're going to go ahead and send that 2 or 2, vacuum pack it, and then we'll put everything in 1 box.
All right.
I have blue shades, 3 or 4 shades of blue, teal, green, purple, pink, red, yellows, oranges, all colors. Silvers, grays. I used to use those to do the corsages, or I add them in as filler for the bridesmaid, headpieces. So I had a lot of them. And like I said, I made a couple of, trays. And when the epoxy hits it, what happens, it turns it darker. The lady wanted baby blue, and I started pouring epoxy, so I called her and I put her on my phone with me. I said, look, it's turning dark. Oh, well, when it dries, it's going to turn light blue. It didn't turn light blue. Back to baby blue. It stayed like a regular blue. She didn't want it, so I got stuck with it. I put it off aside. I didn't even finish it. People sometimes just don't listen. And
they want to believe what they want to believe is going to happen.
Yeah. Now it's a pretty blue. It's like a royal blue with all the hand crochet doilies, and then I had put some of those in the light baby blue, and they turned out more of a like a royal blue, and it's still pretty, but that's not what she wanted. So I said, forget it. So it's right there. I haven't done anything to it. It's just sitting in a corner. If somebody may want it, I'll finish it up. And they make pretty lights too. Make a little wooden base and you put a light in it, shine it up. Either it's one color or three color. Let me show her what I'm talking about. Yeah. These boxes, they're medium flat rate boxes. Got 3 of them full.
Now, if you vacuum pack it, it won't hurt them, right?
It's
They'll just
also
pop back up.
Look at this.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
See, I have some gold ones. And they're all the satin flowers. I have off-white, white, purple, teal, silver, cream. I have light yellow. I have champagne.
Oh,
This is, they call it infinite blue, where it's almost white. See? And there's 24 to each bunch, Stacey.
wow.
And there is some green ones because, like I said, I got all the colors.
Oh, that's nice.
And this one is that people calls it maroon. It's like more like mulberry. So do you know how I got 3 boxes like this? Do you know how many there are? And I've tried
I don't
to
know.
sell them on eBay.
I'll have 3 boxes of them. I'll find out.
Yeah.
I'll have 3 boxes of them. I'll find out.
Oh yeah, embellishments, they're good. I like to clip them, and then what I do is I take and I mix a little bit of epoxy, and when I cut it, I dip it, and then I put it on a piece of cellophane in case it drips, or you can put it and put a little bit of super glue on the end because you don't want it to unravel.
Right.
I got 3 boxes like this, so he's going to vacuum pack that for you. And I thought, you know, you're doing all this work. That would be pretty for embellishment.
Oh, yeah.
Now, one year I took them apart and I bought some packs of little miniature leaves from the wholesale florist. I put that in, and I put that in, and I twist it, and I put another one and twist it. Then what I do is I put one to another, and I put one leaf to the right, one leaf to the left, one leaf to the right, and put little bitty, I call them pelts. I don't know what you call them, where you take a square of netting and you pull it and you twist it with the wire. I put that in between it and made a big old long garland. I worked on it for about 2 months for a wedding. And she put it all the way around her bridal table. That's a lot of twisting. Boy, talk about hands hurt. Whew. And I've given 2 boxes away already. Are you keeping your coats in the... Oh, okay. I'm not going to bring my wheelchair this time over there. Number one, it's too much sand. You go on grass and you think it's solid, you sink 4 to 6 inches in sand. I'm bringing my walker that has a little chair seat on it, and I'm going to bring my cane to get around. We're not going to be there for 10 days this time. So I'm just going to do it, you know, and that way he don't have to. My wheelchair's heavy, so he has to balance out and put it where the wheels are at, and then we have to pack around it. Where this time We don't have to do that, and I can put my ceramics, haul it up, box by box, so we can bring some stuff over there for him to auction off. But I want to see how much damage he's got first. We may have to put this trip off. And that's why Tammy called me and asked, that trailer may not be there, because they're bringing the price down. I said, if it's not meant to be. She says, well, I'm looking at some houses. So yesterday when I found out about the hurricane, I told her, let's hold off.
Yeah, I'll wait until this comes through. And if it came near it and it survived it, well then, hey, you got a good place,
Yeah, well, number one, the trailer was only going to be there for about 2 months until we could get our new trailer in there. And then I was going to let somebody else live in it, and then I'd live in my handicap trailer. Because I've lived in a trailer before. I even went through a hurricane in a trailer.
Yeah, it's very difficult because you need the doorways wider for days when you can't, you got to use your walker, you got to use your wheelchairs.
Right. And then the bathrooms, they're making all the bathrooms in closets now. And see, if I fall, say next to the toilet or something. What is wrong here? Man, that's not it. What happened? Hold on a minute. Let me figure out what happened here. Okay. It got twisted from front to back to front and inside out. Okay. It came in, it hit Cameron. And that's the same name as the parish at a category 1. But by the time it got here, it was such a low 1, I didn't lose electricity or nothing. But the shaking with the wind bothered me. So when Gustav hit, I left. And I left with some friends, and we were going to her mother's in Dallas. By the time we hit Leesville, which is about 2.5 hours from here, I was so car sick. We had to stop at an emergency little place in Leesville. I didn't have no Antivert. I thought I had brought my Antivert with me. Dramamine pills wasn't helping, so they gave me a shot of Antivert. We got up to Shreveport, which is 4 hours from here, to her first cousin's house. She called at her mother's house, and her sister said, oh yeah, I have Mom, we reached here, but we got people coming in to visit from California, so we can't put y'all up. Now we're halfway there. Okay. We had to start looking for a place in Texas to stay. We got to Marshall, Texas, which is northeast Texas. And we started calling around. I said, hey, how about a bed and breakfast up here somewhere? So I finally found one. So we booked it for 3 nights and 3 days. Because we had brought food with us. We always do something with us. And so we drove another 2 hours to the north. Hi, TJ. How you doing? So, Lake Charles did flood. I mean, it did, really. But my trailer, I got home at my trailer and all that. And the lights never went off. They say it shook, but that shaking is scary enough,
Yeah, I remember. Actually, the first year I came down to Florida was the year Andrew hit.
Oh my goodness, what awakening.
Like, hello, welcome to Florida.
Yeah.
Like, oh, great. Luckily, I wasn't in Miami. I was in Hollywood. which is South Broward County. But yeah, I mean, even there, I mean, the whole freight sounds like a freight train coming through. I mean, all the stuff
Yeah.
that you hear about it, experience, you know.
Yeah. Excuse me, I gotta go mute a
Mhm.
minute.
Yeah, I'm making some embellishments here. Not yet. She will be though. So what are you doing, TJ? Getting ready for this storm? I think we're just gonna get a bunch of nasty weather on our side here. Hi, whoever's in the background chilling, say hello. Let me know who's visiting the house. Hey, John. Hi, Carol. Do you want to come up and hang out? I'll send you the link.
Hey, Carol. Hey, squirrels, magnet fishing and outdoors. Carol, you like the diamond dotting pictures you mean with the little beads?
Yeah, she loves that stuff.
Ah, well, guess how many I've got of them that I haven't done yet. I always do it to myself. Stacey, I can make one more of the pinkish purple ones that I do, and I have one left. I wish I could go abracadabra and put it in the blue one. The one I'm missing one of. Uh, Now I have beads, glass beads that are just glass. I know how to crack the beads, but you lose a lot of them. You put them in a metal pan, you put it in your oven at 400 for about 15 minutes, and then you pull it out and you pour cold water on it. You hear, and I make my own cracked beads. But I don't feel like doing that.
Hi, Dan. Nothing. It's just kind of whatever you want to do.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Evie. What's up, there, Evie? I sent you.
Oh, good. I don't know.
Boy, Barbara, they just won't leave you alone today.
Yeah, and it's a Saturday.
What? All right, let me just make sure I sent you the right one then. Because I had to restart the stream. Email. Actually, I sent you two. Go to the second one and be sure that it's correct link. Haha.
Going to Florida now. We still have a trip over there.
Yeah.
It'll be a trip coming back because
Yeah.
if they're starting by,
Yeah, they're
Monday or
evacuating.
Tuesday, they start
Yeah.
evacuating. We're caught right in the middle of it.
Yeah, I know. But he wants us to go now, stay for the hurricane and see. But we've been through hurricanes. We know what they are.
I think you know.
Moving from Louisiana over there. Hi,
Hey,
Carol.
lady.
It's
Hi.
just,
I mean, that would be a situation where we would just have to leave the car and leave the trailer here. But I thought,
I ain't going into a hurricane warning place.
So what's going on with you, girlfriend?
Oh, not too much.
Not that much.
It's been-
All right, well, not
I
that
finished
much
my
is okay too.
It's my third diamond dot.
Ooh, pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's very pretty. Ooh, hold on a minute. Takes me a moment to get this engine about done. I want to see that one a little closer. Okay, I would like. Oh, where'd you go, Miss Carol? It's coming. It's very slow. Come on. There it is. Ooh, that's neat. Full moon.
Ooh, look how pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nice.
That's those things I've got.
Yeah.
See, I've got like dragons and tigers and a peacock and stuff like that. Some wolves. Ooh, Rick. Rick. Give me the sugar. Yeah.
I looked at the sky and I.
What I wouldn't do to have you thought that.
That is amazing. I've done them.
You're crackling up on your audio, honey.
Or maybe because I'm certain.
Do you have the you know, that setting? You know what I'm talking about.
There, I YouTube.
Nope, that one there.
I'm on my cell phone.
Could be that. Who knows? Just, if you speak slower, it comes across clearer. When you speak faster, it gets itself confused.
Stacey, you're
Yes,
kind
honey.
of crackling too.
Am I? Well,
Yes, ma'am.
me, I'm expecting.
Yeah.
YouTube side, I'm clear. So maybe it's the stream, the program.
It's more of a ping than a crackle.
Really? Because I don't hear it. Maybe it's your little pingy thingy that you got. That pingies once in a while. Let's see.
Where are you from, Barbara? Barbara, where do you live?
I mean, I was looking at the Weather Channel. What?
Where are you from, Barb?
Louisiana, Lake Charles.
Yeah,
I'm
Dan is
about-
in the static too.
Everybody is. Lake Charles, Louisiana. About 30 minutes from the Texas line on I-10.
I'm in Rhode Island.
Evie was asking if you're okay. She didn't answer because she was on the phone. Carol.
I'm doing the best I can.
I didn't see what she said.
I'm typing in, but it's not taking it, Stacey.
Did she reply?
Yes. You're typing in
live stream, restream. It's not going in. Oh, okay. There we go.
I'll be alright, Evie. I'm just not feeling it tonight.
Oh, you're in private. So if you're trying to get to regular chat, Barbara, it's the other, like a text icon. There you go.
Yeah, but I'm in YouTube. I'm looking at the text icon and I don't have it.
Really?
Yeah.
My YouTube is there.
Hey, Crafty Songbird, how you doing? Gives me private chat, but won't give me anything, so I just go to YouTube.
Yeah, it's you got the people, I think, people symbol, and then the next one looks like a text box. That's the
not what
text.
I have here. I have leave, then I have the mic, the video, the screen, add source or settings, and then it says private chat, and I can type in there, but it doesn't give me a public chat.
Oh.
So I'll type in YouTube. It's okay.
Hi, Carol, too.
We have another Carol.
Yeah. Crafty Songbird. Hi, Kathy. How's everybody doing?
If we went over there right now, we wouldn't have anywhere to stay.
And we couldn't stay on Robbie's land because of even the RV, because of the conditions that could happen.
And hotel, you got to be rented a hotel. The hotel will shut down if it's an evacuation.
Yeah,
I mean, evacuation in that area, there ain't gonna be no hotels open.
Bushnell is going to be
Shut down.
hit directly. That's what it's saying right now.
All right, I gotta step away just for a couple of moments. I will be right back. Right back.
Okay, so we're set to be there on the 7th. We can't check in till 3, and then we'll leave that morning on the 11th, so we can be back on the 12th.
I'm working my embellishment.
Carol, on the diamond pictures, do you just do scenery or do you do animals also?
I'm doing diamond dot.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. On the pictures you do you do scenery only or do you do the animals or?
So far, I've done scenery.
Okay. See, I do mostly animals. I had gotten one and I had my own pictures made. One is of Robbie and Zoo Dog from the football game, and I had started it and I brought it when we went in August to Florida. And I said, boy, I don't feel like messing with this. So Tulise took it and she's finishing up. She says, well, I'm putting my name to it too if you're giving it to me. I said, okay. The doctor had put me on Roboxin, which is a muscle relaxer, and it's made me shake more. But I need it. Get back over there. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I got email I got coming in. I'll be right back. But
Trying to figure out the buttonhole foot on your machine. Isn't it like a setting on the dial, and because it does the zigzag or whatever? I haven't done a buttonhole in a long time.
okay, I'm back. Sorry. And an email alert. I can tell the changes in the Gulf of Mexico, that's for sure.
The Nancy done and take Paul on it. He's been watching it. Whatever.
Oh, have you, Carol? I'm looking at it. Shabby chic flowers. Mm. Carol, you're still busting up pretty good. I don't know what it is.
Mm. Oh, I heard it roll. Did it roll?
I'll go back to YouTube.
Oh, you're gonna leave me?
You can't hear me.
Now I can hear you. Whatever the heck you just did, now I hear you.
It was on a stand, like a tripod.
You must have had it over your mic or something.
Ah, that's what it is.
Yep.
I dropped my beads. I'm trying to get them up under here.
Should keep a stick and put duct tape backward on it, so the sticky side out by your thing, so you could just poke down and pick up your bead.
There it is. I got two of them down there. Okay. Got one there. Okay. My nose has been itching with allergies. I know it's going to be coming through. The difference in the barometric pressure.
Yep.
Since my car wreck in 71, where my elbow was busted open, I can tell you the day before it's going to rain. Or anything.
It usually works, yeah.
But since my cancer surgery, I don't need my elbow no more.
Ooh, you're doing that now, Carol? Too?
What?
Crafty Songbird is taking CDs and putting vintage lace and stuff to kind of like I do my things here, but with lace, and making it for her grid board when she's selling stuff.
Hey, Crafty, do you know Nick Zermetti on YouTube? He took his CDs and he cut them and chopped them. He does a lot of the epoxy work. He made a guitar out of cut up CDs. That was
Really?
so pretty. Yeah. All different colors. Two Eyes, where you gonna be? You need outside? Last night when I fell, he come a running and licking on me to make sure I was okay while I was on the floor. And then Snow White came jumping on me. I said, girl, you can lick me, but I don't need you jumping on me. And she's a little albino chihuahua, but they were at my side before Wolf could get to my side. It's funny how animals sense that. Because when I was falling, Two Eyes, he's a border collie and husky mix. He was at my side before I hit the floor. He can even feel when my blood sugar drops and I don't, and he'll run to Wolf and nudge him, like, at times. You know, Wolf doesn't know what he's doing, but I know what he's doing. He can feel my blood sugar drop.
Animals are smart. They are.
Well, I seen a TV show one night where they were talking about animals and kids, and they like put them up to these wires and test them, and their blood pressure was up and everything, and they gave one girl a book to read, and her blood pressure dropped just a little bit. Well, they took the book after about 20 minutes away, and her blood pressure went back up. So they put a kitten where she could pet it and stuff, and it brought her blood sugar down, not blood sugar, her blood pressure down to normal. And I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, they bring animals into nursing homes.
Yeah, we did when I was very active with the ladies auxiliary with the VFW. We used to bring things over there. When I was raising rabbits, they asked if I could bring some male rabbits. I said, they're going to fight. Well, how about female rabbits? I said, that'd be fine, just so you don't put a male in there. No, it's going to be in the inside enclosure. So I brought about 10 female rabbits, and everybody had a window to that center courtyard where they were at in the garden, not the garden, the flower garden. And they put a little table out there where they could go sit and pet them and stuff. They'd feed them some lettuce and stuff. I used to enjoy that so much. And like I said, since the hurricanes and COVID and all that, I used to go read stories to the elder, or I bring my native flute and go play. We dress up in little costumes and have different little birthday parties. Every month I decorate cakes for birthdays for that month. And I miss doing that with my mom and dad and all that. But once I had my big fall and really hurt myself and then started with Crohn's, I can't get along like that anymore.
Come here.
The door's too narrow.
Come here. Come here.
Your baby wants some love in there, Stacey.
Choo choo. Come here. Well, I hear ya, but you won't come here. Come here. There you go.
Stacey, I'm still here, but I'm gonna go in that place where you showed me, sent me, where I ordered my spacers. I want to see when they're coming in. So I'm still here, but I'll be on that site.
Okay. Oh, lost.
Well, it's not letting me pull it up.
Really? Which one did you order from?
Amazon,
Oh,
because I have Amazon Prime. And the seller was from the United States, not China. They're not coming in until the 7th. Well, that don't do me no good. Let me see if I can find some kind of other spacers to come in before that. I like the ones with the rhinestones. They have enough spacers. I have other spacers, but I do like the one with the rhinestone.
yeah.
They got the 2-hole one. Let's see. October 1st. That don't do me no good. Phew, things are going up fast in prices.
Well, yeah, between that and the shipping cost.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's not what I'm looking for either. I know KT Treasure said that they had a lot of spacers that they found that was loose. He put them in a plastic bag and he's sending them to me with my order. But you may get 3 of this one, 6 of another, maybe 20 of one, you know.
Right.
Ooh, those are pretty. I wish they were in silver though. And I found out silver will sell faster than gold. Don't know why, but it does.
Most people prefer silver. Well, most people like 40s and less prefer silver. Mid 40s and more prefer gold, usually, unless they are like silver lovers.
Yeah. Mostly everything I've been selling, the silver is chosen 9 times over 10 than the gold will. So that's why I put the little bit of gold I got as like the little gold chains with the necklace. I'll put 2 for $1 just to get rid of them. I guess I'll have to wait till the others come in and just sit back and try to relax with it. Because I'm on my last bracelet that I have spacers for.
Yep.
I guess I could be working with my healing stones beads and putting my little what I call toggles and charms on them. Wow, I remember paying $11.99 for like 60 pieces of 8 and 10 millimeter tiger eyes. You get 70 for $15.79 now.
Yep.
And I know Amazon's a little high too. I might go back to Fire Mountain. Ooh, here's a nice looking spacer. 6 of them for $16.79. I don't think so. That was pretty, but not in my price range. Not when I'm donating it, you know. Oh no. I have to go to something else then. That's aggravating though. It really is. What are these?
Help you find them instead of you sitting there like, God, I can't find these things.
I know. And remember when this spacer first came out, you know, I was working with Michaels and Hobby Lobby, and I had made the bracelets. They were using them just straight on, you know, like 1 and 1 of the 6 millimeters or 1 and 1 of the 8, and just making straight bracelets. I came up with the idea of putting 1, then 2 or 3, and making them look like V, you know, back and forth. And when I signed the contract, I knew I had to make one and supply my stuff, and whoever signed in had to go by the chart. Well, you only needed a spacer, what color bead you wanted, and the elastic. And I had bought a lot of the spacers back then, but not no more. Well, here's one, but it's not. Okay, it's not a half moon, it's a full circle. Let's see. Silver triple hole stand spacers. How many you get with them though? Only 10 for $25.58. Oh my goodness, and it's not even 925. It's just stainless steel.
Well, stainless steel seems to be replacing 925 now,
Yeah.
so treating it as if it is 925.
Right. And I have rondelles, but I don't like working with rondelles. I don't know why. I just never have. And I sold everything I did have in rondelles to the senior citizen group here. Must have been about 2,000 beads. They were already packaged and everything. You know, I'm just like, no, that's not what I'm wanting to work with. They were making with the wire, the rings with the big cluster tops. So I went ahead and gave them a good price on it, more than half price off. But I had already closed my shop and they were just sitting there. $25 rice beads, painted glass, 22 by 10 for $28.69. How can we make money like that? You know? How can we make money like that? You know?
Hey, Carol. Two.
How you ladies doing?
Okay. Hi, Penny.
All right.
How you ladies doing?
You're a little muffly.
Yeah, I just noticed that. Rebecca? A little muffled.
Oh, Stacey, you may want to join. I've got 3 ladies that want me to teach them how to crochet the crocodile scale pattern, which is not hard, but how to put it in either a square or circle or a purse. I said, it's all on YouTube. They said, they go too fast on YouTube. I said, well, pause it. Barbara,
well, you can change the playback speed.
Yeah, that's what I told them. And yeah, but we want to see it, you know, you do it. I said, well, if you're right-handed, you have to be sitting on my right side. If you're left-handed, you sit across from me. So doing it on a video is not going to help you learn. She said, that's why I can't learn from the YouTube. So I told her, I said, where you live? She said, oh, I live in Alexandria, Louisiana. I said, you're only 2 hours from me. Can you come down here and I'll teach you? She said, yeah, I can the second week of October. I said, ooh, I'm going to be in Florida the second week of October. She says, well, I'd like to make the squares, you know, the flowered squares, and then have the regular squares around it, and do a third color. I said, well, you only do 2 rows of the green after your main color. She wants white, and then she wants to do the purple, the variegated purple around it. I think it's going to make a beautiful quilt. So she says, when you get back from Florida, call me. And I got 2 or 3 friends that will all drive down together. We'll make a day of it. I said, that's fine. Just let me know. And
oh, that's good.
Yeah. And then there's 2 of them that wants me to teach them how to crochet. And I told them, I said, okay, you want to learn to crochet with your fingers? You want to learn to crochet with a crochet hook? or do you want to learn how to use your hand in it? She says, what's the difference? I said, little bitty thread you can do with your finger or with your hooks. And they said, we're just starting out. How about something big? I said, the big chunky thread that's about this big, and they make the big blankets. They make them by pulling, making a loop, pulling it with your hands, and then you use your hands. Hi, is that Toilet Girl? Okay, hi. Am I reading that, or it's toilette? I don't know. It's French. So they said, oh, we'd love to make one of those big ass cans they make for the sofas and
Hi,
stuff.
Penny.
I said, all you need is your yarn. They said, how much is the yarn? I said, you're looking at about $32 to $50 a skein. She went, what? I said, well, you're the one that said that's what you wanted.
Well,
so that's something I'm going to have when I come back if I'm not moving right away.
Yeah, people don't realize. They think everything is, it's, they look at the product and stuff and they go, oh, this stuff must not be too expensive. And then they actually go and buy the stuff. It's like, oh my.
I have a friend that does the big chunky one, for the blankets, the soft one, and she'll tie her knot. But she's got a little bitty hand, so she takes and pulls. I have to stick my finger and then grab it and pull it to make my loop. But I know of a lady that sells them anywhere from $350 for just the cover, just the top part of the single bed, up to $1,000 for the top of a king size bed.
Mm-hmm.
But also the yarn,
I'm still here. I just got a call from the doctor.
I know, you're there.
Crafty, what you making this morning?
The doctor wanted me to send some more pictures of my face. Because they're going to do a video call versus.
She's working on her things that she's going to use for when she sells. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. The auction the other night went well, and people are emailing me, and they want more of my bracelets, and I can't get no more spacers. I can get the gold, but they're not coming until October, on the day we're leaving too. So if they come in before we leave, I'll take them with me with my beads and my elastic, and I'll make them. But if they come in afterwards, the neighbor's going to have them. It'll be probably about the 13th before I can start making any of them. And again, Stacey, thank you so much for helping me find them.
Oh, I told you, I'm really good at that.
I'm glad, because I like all that light on the side. My eyes are like, oh. And I start looking, and I'm good at real far distance, but I'm twisting between right now from my glasses to distance. And you'll see me zoom in like this to read,
Mm-hmm.
And I almost need, something to read, but I can't have bifocals or anything because my eyes, they're not round. The pupils are a little, or what
Right.
they call
You have astigmatism.
Yeah, in both of them, and each of them are different. So bifocals or trifocals or anything, I've never been able to wear them. I've tried.
Really? Well, not a store-bought kind, but from an optometrist, you should be able to.
Yeah, my aunt was an optometrist. She made glasses for one of the Dr. Hart that was here, and they tried over and over and over. Even the new eye clinic here tried, and they gave me worse migraines, so we stopped.
Okay, let me tell you, I used to do that for a living for 7 years. Glasses. Were they polycarbonate they were trying to put you in?
What? Were they what?
Polycarbonate.
I don't know. My aunt is the one that would have known all that. I
Okay.
don't know. They tried with the lines, without the lines, and then there was a new something that came out, and they tried that, and I couldn't do that either. And the doctor said it's because one eye shifts to the left and one shifts to the right when I try to read or distance. Now, since they put the lens in 2019, I can see distance really well. It's the beadwork, I can still see the holes, but with my shaking, I put freedom cheaters on, and I got them here,
Mhm.
there, yonder, so I don't lose them all the time. And anywhere I go, they're there, So some days is better than others, but I had that migraine last night, and when I have these migraines, it tends to affect my eyesight. And then since my cancer surgery and my sinuses, they were hoping my sinuses would clear up enough to recheck my eyes, and they haven't. So I'm still waiting on my eye checkup. They're thinking they may have to change my lens.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to wait till I get to Florida to do that.
Right.
That's a plastic CD spacer,
Oh, that's pretty.
and I just took that CD. I didn't like cut into it or anything, and so that's what it looks like.
That is so pretty.
Very pretty.
Carol, I used to use the mirrors, the handheld mirrors,
Yeah,
and then decorate all on the back, and that's what that reminds me of. That is so pretty.
and then what the concept of this is this is one good board I made for just doing earrings, but the smaller sweaters. So the bigger one I'm working on will be just A, B, C, and D, and then I'm gonna have these up here in the corner with whatever I'm selling in that square.
Right.
But
I bet you sell more of that than what's in the on the thing.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
Mhm.
that one.
That's the way it works.
And then I had all these little bows with the little rhinestone things. I've had them
Very
for
pretty.
years, so I just decided.
Let me
no,
make
I'm
you
gonna
big.
go.
Hold on a minute. Come on, thingy. Let's go.
I'm still learning between both of this string yard and what you're on.
Right. Let's get the right person up. I hope.
Yeah. Well, I like that too.
Working on it. Come on now. There it is.
That's that, and it's just on a CD spacer that my daughter had,
Right.
and then this one.
That's a lot cheaper than trying to do the epoxy circles and then putting things on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be right back in just a few moments.
Okay.
The A, B, and C board I'll be putting on. I'm doing some stamping around the edge. But I wanted to show you girls, this lady sent me this. She's from the UK. Jennings 644. And she's you kind of got to listen to her a little bit to understand her, but she does what they call carved boot sales. It's where instead of going thrift store shopping, they go on a stretch of highway and they open the trunk. And then when they open the trunk, they have all the things that they're selling. So she goes around and buys all the jewelry versus buying it
Yeah.
online and trying to have it shipped. And so
Mm,
she makes a lot of crafts. And
right.
her husband took and made her an archway over her fireplace in her bedroom. You know, like a one of those wedding archery things with wire. And she just started putting that jewelry on that. And then he made her two pillars, not too big, to go on each side. And then he took this mannequin, plastic half mannequins that you can find in the stores, and all her junk jewelry, the broken things and things she doesn't do anything with anymore. I hope this will
Wait a
catch
minute. It's just white.
it. I know.
Try to
I
tilt it a
got.
little bit.
Yeah, I
I'd
gotta
like to
get
see
it
it.
with the lamp. It's not gonna turn this back off. That'll probably help. There it is.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah.
But that's all
Wow.
the junk jewelry and things that are broken and things she collects over the years.
Yeah.
And that
That's
sits up
nice.
in the
Talk
corner
about
of
an
the
art
bedroom.
piece.
Huh?
That's an art piece.
Yeah.
Very definitely. Well, one lady called me. She wanted 230. I was showing Stacey the other day. When I pour epoxy, especially on the doilies or something to make a bowl, it
Yeah.
drips. Or when I do my paintings, it drips off the side, and I can pull it off. And it's kind of like in a long piece. So Wolf cut some. He
Yeah.
saws them for me. And then we put holes, and I'll hang beads or chains or even a charm
My
or
son does.
something, or I glue something on it. She wants them like this in different sizes and different colors. So what I
Yeah,
have
when my
to, she
son's
doesn't
doing
want
his
to sit.
pours, when
Yeah,
my son does his pours and he lets it run, but he forces it to move further and thinner. And then my daughter lets him use her alcohol ink,
yeah,
and it does the alcohol ink on the top, and then does just a gelming resin over the top.
right.
They're pretty
Now
cool.
what she's wanting me to do is mix like see-through, transparent,
Yeah.
and several different colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean off my work table when I come back because she doesn't need it now. I'm going to pour it and I'll pour it by rows, but she kind of wants the colors mixed up. I'm going to
Yeah.
pour it by rolls, and then I'm going to swirl it and then
Right.
come back and swirl it this way so all the colors mix. Then once it hardens, we'll pull it off, and Rick with his miter saw or whatever will cut into it, and then
Yeah.
I'll drill the hole. She's wanting to hang it on her chandelier. Can you imagine a big wide chandelier coming down, down, down with all these colors and everything with the lights on? How pretty
I
that
think
would
it'd
be.
be cool.
The thing
That's what
is,
you started out with, right, Carol?
Yes, ma'am. That's it. They're spacers. Found out too, you can add little heat to them if they're the colored regular ones with music on them, and they'll actually peel off.
yeah, I have a lot of scratch CDs, but I have a lot of blank ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
have
can do
all.
all kinds of things with them.
Oh yeah. Well, what gave me the inspiration is when you were working on those 45s.
Oh, shoot. What
I thought,
happened?
cool. And then Rick was on somebody's channel with me the other day. She collects. My daughter's doing it now. She's collecting those metal small bangles that everybody will put like 10 on their arm. She's collecting those, and she's making those into dream catchers. And then she'll have a center big dream catcher in the middle, and then she'll have all those other ones coming off of it. And she wants to make it a mural on her wall.
Yeah.
Using
See, I
bangles.
get, I think this is it. Yeah. This is, I like to make leg glass. This is the lid, and it comes in little strips. And then you
Yeah.
glue it. You can make it as thick as you want. Then I can pour the epoxy and stuff in it. And somebody asked me if I could do their mirror. I went, I don't work with mirrors. How big is the mirror? She says about 4x8. I went, what? She said it's the whole wall. I said, you want me to go to your house and do the 4x8 pattern, and then how am I going to do it? Are you going to let me take the mirror off? She says, no. And I told her, I said, do you know that epoxy has to lay flat and it gets very hot? It can crack that mirror.
Yeah.
Well, how am I going to stain it? I said, you know they stain glass paint? She says, yeah, but I don't know how to paint. I said, girl, you just dip your brush and just put, yeah, but it leaves a little bit of streak, and I don't want streaks. That's why I was thinking about epoxy. I said, it'd have to be very, very, very thin epoxy. I said, for 4x8, you'll need about 5 gallons of epoxy. She said, you're kidding. I said, no,
Not cheap.
And it's not cheap. Not at about $75.
$200
I like that.
on 2 gallons. And I've been watching it, trying to listen to you too. Yep, that's pretty cool.
That is beautiful.
Cold stone countertops is the guy I buy my stuff from.
I buy it from it's the tabletop. They're the ones that's willing to sponsor me. I gotta get 500 subscribers first, though.
The one out of Oregon, is that the one you're talking about, or Washington?
Wait, I'll get you the name. Hold on.
Stone Cold Countertops. I think that's who it is. Of course, it's in the very bottom. Always want something out of a box, and it's always the one that's in the bottom of the box.
Yeah, of course.
It just goes that way. Marion sells on YouTube, and she, I bought a box from her of stamps because it had a lot of Disney in it. But this is what drew me to it. I love that stamp. So on my grid board, then I'm doing 4 all total, but I'm going to use that as my corner piece. And my daughter's going to come in and draw lines for me, and then we'll cover her face up with tape and keep this going all the way around the side of the board. That's the other one we'll be doing.
I can't find it. I can't get to the box. I'll be right back. Let's see.
Well, there's a girl named Stacey that does pours on canvases and stuff. She's out of LA. I got her 4-digit code. So cold stone countertops. I'm pretty sure they were out of Oregon.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's no, it's something boat. Tabletop.
I got a code that if I use the 4-digit code when I'm ordering from them, it takes off like 15%.
See, this is one I made. When she saw that, she said, wow, I need my mirror like that. So, I hate my camera. I gotta get me another webcam.
I got this little 45 one at Walmart. it sets up on the top of my computer.
Well, that's what this one is, but this one I bought in 2014, and it autofocuses when I don't want it to autofocus.
Yeah.
So, I have so many boxes all over the place. I feel like I'm being packed in a box.
I have 2 desks all the way along this wall. I have the computer and my stuff on this one, and then that one's all my tools. And I go and I'll clean it every other day, and then I'll start a project and it gets full again.
Oh yeah, never ending. All right.
Check this out that I just got. I hope I can show it justice. Check this out. Barbara.
Oh wow, that's nice. That's nice, really nice.
Piece up here. I thought it was so cool because it has the metal piece here too on top.
Right.
But I don't really care for this kind of feather, so I'm gonna change it out.
Yes. Well, the end ones are usually longer because when it goes upwards,
Yeah.
on each side it should be long. Yeah.
And it's got all the authenticity on it.
Kimberly Mills texted me a while ago and called me. She was driving her 18-wheelers and she heard crash and she looked. She saw something white. She thinks owl flew into her window, which is pretty bad. And it cracked up the whole windshield. Just having to pull over and call the company to fix it.
My husband had here in California, they have those. They're not a pelican. They're not a sword. I can't think of the name of them, but they got this elongated white body and spindly white legs and a really long
Oh, a
beak.
heron?
Heron. Anyways, there's lots of them here because of the rice fields. And when you get one, you have to report it because they're an endangered species,
Yeah. Well, she was going to pick it up and pull some wing feathers off. I said, you can't do that. Well, I was going to send them to you. I said, you can't do that.
Nope.
I said, actually, I can do it, but you can't. I have my license. I'm registered with my tribe, and I can deal with it, but I have to turn it in to the government so they can go ahead and stamp it and say what happened to it. Then I can have the owl feathers, but I can't put it on anything to make it or anything. Like my eagle feather is registered in Washington.
Real quick.
And at powwows, you find a lot of them that are selling wings and stuff. And people are buying them thinking they're eagle wings or owl feathers, eagle feathers or owl feathers, and they're not. They're turkey feathers, spray painted or hand painted like they would be that bird.
Yep.
Because you can't sell them, it's illegal. Any poaching bird, any state bird of any other state you can't,
We have a fish hatchery down here about 5 miles from my house, and my husband's boss at the time, his son was being trained to work there at the hatchery. And what they do is they do all the necropsies on the animals around here. They have to take them down to the advocacy of the company that does all that. But when they do the ecopsy, or how you pronounce that word, that they take like it's a bird, They'll take the feathers off and they will actually package it to sell. But you
Yeah.
got to have the paperwork every time you show something out of those feathers. You
That's
got to
right.
have that paperwork with it. And the spiders have been pulling all the animals down into the city here lately. Yesterday we went to take our little chihuahua out, and there was like 40 turkeys in our yard. And I'm going, what? We know that they run up and down this pathway of this canal thing, and they feed from there, but they've gotten so domesticated that the park and recreations don't know how to get them wrangled up to move them out of the city. So I told the guy, I says, well, back in the old days when I was a kid, my mom, when she went to go shoot turkeys, she used to take corn whiskey and soak the corn and set it out there, and the birds would come eat, and the turkeys get a little high, and mom would have our turkeys. But the park ranger, I told him, I said, you can use chemicals and they're going to die from the chemicals, or you're going to overstress them trying to throw nets over them. So I asked him and told him about the suggestion of using whiskey on the corn, but you got to do it
Oh,
in
thank
bunches
you, Charlotte.
the way they are here. And so they tried that and they were able to relocate over 300. But they didn't give enough so that where it was going to hurt them. It just made them enough where they were relaxed.
Yeah.
And they
You
were
remember
able
the bird flu last month and the month before, or 2 months ago at Robbie's and in Florida? People were picking up eagles that were falling out of the skies and hawks and stuff, and they were cutting. Yeah, they were taking the feathers off and trying to sell them, and they got caught. They were fined and given 10 years in jail, and everything was taken from them. You know, you're not supposed to have the eagle feathers, or maybe they didn't know they weren't supposed to have them. And I'm just cautious. A friend of mine sent me a wing and with the feathers on it, and asked her what it was. Oh, it's a goose wing, one of our goose wing that comes in migrating. We kept it, and then I found out, I put a little bit of sea salt on it to dry up, any blood or keep the moisture out of it.
Yeah.
But it's still, I don't know how it was killed or how long it had been dead before she got the feathers off of it. But they deteriorated really fast. Then I found out if it's a migrating bird, you cannot have the feathers of it.
Yeah.
Like it being a goose migrate. I don't think it was a Canadian goose, but it was another kind of goose. Now, if you're raising your geese, like your geese, the wild your geese, you can keep them. But you have to have it registered that you are raising them. Just like guinea hens. The feathers are sought after a lot for a lot of chokers and dream catchers and stuff because of the gray and the black and white in it. But you have to register that where you're getting them from and who's giving them, how much you're paying for them. They double tax you on that stuff.
Yeah. I have a bird shop down here that has a lot of the macaws and cockatoos and all those kind of birds. And she's got 22 bags hanging on the wall with just initials, but she knows who the initials are. And when the bag gets full, she'll call that person and we'll come down and get the feathers. So last year I got about 80 feathers from the macaws. And God, they were beautiful. And I brought them home.
The thing is, I'm allergic to feathers, bird feathers, period. We go make something. I'm like, nope. I let Wolf fool with that.
Are those beads on that you're working on?
This? No, I crocheted a circle.
Oh, okay.
And this is
cool.
plastic lid.
You're like me. I like trying to use and repurpose stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm very big on trying to do that in everything I do.
These are, I collect these and then make these into hair clips. And that was a brooch.
Ooh. Yeah, beautiful.
And then I'll have stuff hanging and dangling off of it. This is what I did with Rosie's show the other day, trying to show the girls kind of what I do. And then there's this one.
I think
Ooh.
all crafters try to reuse something.
Yeah. I tried to.
Well, the only ones that don't are brand new people who don't have an actual crafter around them. They're learning on their own
Yeah.
because they
But
don't
with,
have anything supply-wise
yeah,
to even start with. So they
but
go
with,
to a store and everything
yeah.
is brand spanking.
Yeah.
But with YouTubers, you know, you start off. That's how I was doing the epoxy, and it didn't turn out the first time. I said, okay, what am I doing wrong? I did this when I was little. Before epoxy crafting was even there, we used to use it as a glue. I said, I know it's supposed to be hard. It's half and half. No, wait. The one Daddy had was 2 and then 1, 2-to-1 ratio. I said, these are
Mm-hmm.
half and half. Hi, Roger. Uh, oh, Roger, little love bunny.
Hi, Roger.
And didn't know what happened. And
This is
epoxy
the
back
stuff.
then,
This
oh,
is
that's
what I
nice.
use. This is what I use for all my small stuff.
Yeah.
And to harden it, you just use the nail dryer, which it has the light, the UV light.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use the UV.
Well,
It's
I don't
just
do anything big. That's why I use this, because this is all for like necklaces,
yeah.
earrings, the skulls that my son does. So that's what I use. It's cheaper for me to spend $12, $13 for that versus buying the big and then have to put it away, store it away somewhere. And I don't
Well,
like that kind of chemicals in the house.
I have like 8 molds for the coasters. That's what I started with. Then I have 4 molds of the hearts where I make for Rosie and Robbie. Then I bought 4 more little ones. I have 4 skull molds. Then I have 2 dragon head molds. I have a lot of the jewelry molds and stuff. So when I pour my cup, and then I have little bitty silicone cups that I pour to, okay, say I want 3 of these, or 4 of these, or 2 of these, or 1 of them. I just mix up whatever I need in the ounces.
Yeah. What I'm trying to learn is on these stamps.
Mm-hmm.
It's real hard to put tape over the picture if I want to print around the picture, because I want it in certain colors. And when you try to put certain colors on the back of the stamp, it doesn't turn out like you want it to.
Mm-mm.
And I'm almost tempting to take the little girl's part of this out and cut it out.
Well, I got an idea. Don't know if you tried it or not. You actually stamp the full image and separate it into kind of the pieces you think that, then cut it into kind of the pieces that you think you want to separate, like you want to take the center out but use the border and
Yeah.
the center separate kind of thing. If you cut it out and then use the temporary tack that can come out off and on
Yeah.
to put that back on to cover that area, because then it would be in the shape of the area, or a little bit bigger if you want to be sure that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you could color the rest of it, and it won't cause, because it's so thin, a thin paper,
Yeah.
that it won't cause
I
an issue
just
with the other.
and going around and only putting the stamp color
Uh-huh.
on that, and it just made a mess. It just made it a mess. So
Well, I think it's because my logic is thinking that you're putting the ink, which is a thin layer of something, over the stamp surface.
yeah.
And the other part that you're not inking is not level with that, in a sense.
Right.
So if you use very thin paper with the tack, that you can put it on there and you can peel it right back up. It doesn't leave a bunch of stuff, residue and all that stuff. To cover the other part, it will create a more level stamping surface. You understand what I mean?
Yeah. I'm playing with this right now, and it actually peeled off pretty easy.
And then you could cut it out very much to what, a hair bigger than what the image is.
Right.
Yeah. And it will create that level surface. So when you stamp and you're putting that equal pressure on it, it's literally a level surface again.
Yep.
Even if it's like the tissue, like not tissue paper, but like a pattern paper.
Yeah.
How about the film? Is it called film paper, where you draw and transfer off of? The thin see-through paper?
Yeah, my daughter, I was thinking if she put this on her light bright thing that she has and just have her draw it out on, she has this, I don't know what it's called.
I'll be back.
You use the light bright and it shows you the image, and then she has the stuff that you can lay on there, and you roll this thing over it and it gives you the image, and then have her come in here on my paper and then transfer it over with the transfer stuff that she has. I don't know. Seems more than what it's
Almost sounds like
do.
you're talking about silly putty, and back in the day when you used to use that to transfer your edges.
Yeah.
Pick it up and then put it else and press it down, not real hard, but press it enough, and you peel it back up and transfer.
Yeah. They've come out with so much. I work a lot with Tandy Leather here in Sacramento, and I went to her one day and I said, I got this problem. Can you help me resolve it? And they were able to do it real easy. And then she calls me when they have something. Like they had trouble. They bought this leather from out of state. The lady come in and she purchased it, some of it, for her saddle. And she did her saddle and everything, and it was very gorgeous. But when she took the horse on a long run, she noticed the color had faded into her clothes from the saddle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they make a lot of stuff out there for that not to happen. But I was showing her some stuff that I learned with, because my husband being a truck driver and being an environmentalist compliance inspector, he's around a lot of chemicals and different stuff that they had to learn how to be around and use. And so he taught me a lot of things about chemical compounds.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it's our own household items.
Mm-hmm.
This one lady, she took a stamp She only wanted one part of that image, and it was just a small part of the image. So she took Dawn dish soap on a paintbrush and painted it on the stuff that she didn't want on the transfer and let it dry. And then that way she didn't have to cut her stamp up, and she just used, like I was just thinking about. But my problem is on my grid, when you look at it like you're looking at your table right now, if I have a stamp and I use it to the left, the image is going to be backwards on the other side. I want them to mirror each other. You'd almost have to have two stamps.
Oh, to be images.
Yeah. And this stamp alone, when I got this from Marion, this stamp, I went and looked it up to think about going ahead and buying one for the other side. And I thought to myself, well, they don't sell this as a mirror image. It's only sold as one. And so, and this one right here was $13.
Well,
And I like $10 for this whole box full.
You're transferring it to what?
Onto my grid papers that I'm working. So, what I want to try to do as a reseller, I have my first board I made with my name on it and stuff. And, I have my little flower and bird things on it. And so when I started that one, I thought to myself, okay, well then I need one for earrings. And so I did that one with the small grids, and then I did this one with the bigger grid on it. And so when you lay that down, it just looks, I don't like it.
So you're transferring it to the board, is what you're saying, and you want mirrored images.
Yeah.
Well, if you stamped it and took a photo of it, you could then take the photo in your computer and flip it.
Yeah. Or the other alternative I have is just the face image. I wouldn't care if it's right enough, but it's the grid part underneath. But what I can do is I have these sheets of cut out stuff that you, what's the name of it? I don't even know the name of the stuff. But it comes in different sheets and sizes. And they're already cut out, and you just spray paint them, or you dip them in and put the stuff on. I'll show you.
Hi, Jeffrey.
So that. So I was thinking about using something like that. And just dabbing that all the way around the edge, all the way around the board.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Doing regular stenciling.
Yeah, or like this one. That's a seashell one. I can cut these out as I want them and use that on the bottom of the board. But this is one I was thinking about with that little girl, is just cutting those to, or just run that whole pattern around the board and then take the picture of the little girl on the stamp and put it in the corners.
Ooh.
Your eye wouldn't be so drawn to the picture of the little girl being mirrored or not. My daughter says, "No, Mom, use
Feeling
this.
okay, Jeffrey? How are you today?
This is too big and too. If this was smaller, this would be perfect
Mm-hmm.
because I by being crafty songbird. This one is the one I wanted to do in my bedroom. I have to have the board behind this so you can see it. Which is that one. I wanted that all the way around my bedroom, all painted in.
Yeah, in my bedroom I have my own design I made on a stencil.
I always wanted my bedroom shabby chic, but because of my husband being a stick in the mud, he never wanted me to let me decorate the bedroom the way I wanted. And Miss K. Renee just sent this to me a few weeks ago. I wanted to open it, but I'm going to open it anyways. It's a picture of a kitty cat. And I had plans to. My TikTok granddaughter, I call her Tara. She works with she's handicapped and in a wheelchair, but she works with the adult kids, getting them into their own living, assisted living, and she loves her cats and butterflies. And so what I was going to do with this is like an iron-on transfer already.
Right.
And so I'm going to have my daughter put it on her light bright and copy it so I have a copy. And then from that copy, we can do all the other stuff we want to do with it. And one of them is Tara wants me to do this part with it in the end for her shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Because of all the antique lace that I have. But years ago, and I don't know what it's called anymore, but there used to be stuff when you got these like this that you could not just iron on one, but you take the iron and you iron it onto your pattern or your material.
You could still buy that paper. You could buy that paper.
You can.
Yeah. The iron-on transfer paper that exists.
Yeah. So what I want to do.
That actually might be the thing to your solution to your issue of wanting the diverse image and everything else.
There you go. Yeah. But I'm gonna get this on the computer because I want to get this done for her.
Yeah, I'm saying to print it out. I don't. What kind of printer do you have?
Well,
is it laser or inkjet or an inkjet?
I just have the standard black and white one just for shipping. But my big one, it's an industrial one because of the business. But the ink in that thing is so expensive. And it's got ink down here in the bottom. And that's almost $300 for that ink. All the cartridges. And then the one up on the top, which is for scanning and just black and white. I can use that. I set it all up, put it up in here, and it says you need to replace your ink. So I pulled out the ones on the bottom, which were all the different colors, and cleaned the things off, closed it, and went back to.
You can even take it, like if you created the image, and took your paper and took it to like an Office Depot, Office Mat, something like that. and
Good
have them
idea.
print it out on a. I think it needs to be like a. I can't think of the type because they have different types of
Yeah.
copiers and printers.
Yeah. I do
Different
have
needs.
sheets when my husband bought that printer. Now that you're
So you
saying
could do
that.
the transfer iron on transfer paper, make the copy, and have it scan the image,
Mm-hmm.
flip the image, and then have them print out.
When he bought that
Yeah.
computer, it came with a whole bunch of little transfer sheets. And I never thought about that. I could probably just put that transfer sheet on Beck's Light Bright and never do it that way. And then the other way, take the image down and have it copied and then put onto that transfer. It's funny to see that name Jeffrey. It makes me want to cry. Sorry.
Okay, Jeffrey. Well, that's up to you, sweetheart. And I'm sorry that you feel that way.
What's going on? You know I have a reading disability.
Jeffrey is going to take a break from YouTube.
Yeah, I almost did that too here a couple weeks ago. And I made a phone call and talked to somebody and threw it at me in layman's term and understood a little more.
Okay, well, be sure you pop in and say hi when you're back.
You want to craft with me? You can find me on YouTube. That's why we try to create these little corners like this just to decompress. Versus going to a psychiatry. They said they got a thing now that you can put on the front of your phone that shows the image on the wall. Like a video. The little device that goes on your top where your camera is. You set it down and it will put the image on the wall.
Oh,
I thought about doing that. Putting up a big tapestry paper. Some kind of scheduled type paper on the wall. Doing the image up there and letting my daughter come in and trace that all out onto my wall. Yeah, being on YouTube, you either got to have a strong bone or learn how to let things go. That's what I've learned.
Yep.
Because there's so much hatred and jealousy and stuff.
Ridiculousness.
I mean, I've had one lady notify me complaining that I shouldn't do this because it's taking people and making them go see a psychiatrist and they are worse off. And I'm going, whatever.
Sorry. Sounds like she needs to take a visit.
Yeah. And like my granddaughter Tara, she lives in a house with one other lady, but they both have registered nurses that come in 3 times a day, and make sure that they're doing okay and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When she gets a new nurse, it stays like at nighttime. She just doesn't feel comfortable. Really gets in her head. Fear, not knowing the nurse, having a nurse staying in around her, going through her things, because a couple months ago, one of the nurses took her shopping, which she's supposed to do twice a month. Laid her wallet and everything down on the table and her stuff, and nurse took her to the bathroom and did all that stuff. And while she was in the bathroom doing her own business, lady proceeded to take her credit card.
To take her what?
Her credit card.
Oh.
She had her wallet open. So she calls me and my daughter and she goes, Mom, I can't find it. I go, okay, just stop, take a breath, and get her to quit hyperventilating. I said, now take a breath and listen to Mom. Pick up your wallet, look again. Look on the floor, and look in the bag you went shopping with. She goes, Mom, it's not there. I said, okay. Step number 2, this is what we're going to do. You're going to get off of the phone with me, and you're going to call your bank and put a hold on your credit cards. But she only has 1 to 3 ATM. I said, and tell them to put a hold on it because you think somebody stole your car for your card from your house. A registered nurse told her to tell them all that. So they stopped it for 48 hours. During that process of me and my daughter talking to her and getting her calm, I told her, once you do that, call us back. She did. I said, they put the hold on it. She goes, yeah, Mom, they did. I said, okay, now next step. Tomorrow, when this nurse comes back and say, oh, that credit card that was on my table, it disappeared. And I said, you say it just like we're telling you. And she did. She said, oh, yesterday when we went shopping, I lost my credit card. I haven't seen it and haven't been able to find it. Well, the girl goes around looking and looking and looking and looking, just like we told Tara that she would do. Acting, like we can find it, And then later that day before she ended her shift, Tara says, oh, well, looky here. All of a sudden, here's my card. Because Tara went in to telling her that she'd put a stop on her card so nobody could use it. And then it was actually the next morning the card showed up on the table. And so I told Tara, I said, now call the bank and see if the bank has any reaction going on of her trying to use your card. She tried to use the card like in 4 places. So the head nurse fired the girl. New nurse comes in. Tara's upset. Now she's freaked out because she's got to learn a new nurse. And I told Tara, I said, when you don't have any nurses in the room, you call me and your mom, and we'll sit and we'll talk. We'll come up with solutions for you to follow so this doesn't happen again. And so she made her little notes like she does because she has a journal. And she comes back and she tells Mom, and we went shopping to get a clothes allotment. And she went and did like $200 worth of clothing for blouses and skirts, shorts that look like a skirt. Well, anyways, the lady goes in with her and they do the shopping. The lady puts 5 items in that Tara didn't even try on in the bag, and they were full body suits. Well, she's totally paralyzed. She cannot get in and out of the full suit. And she asked her, why did you put this in there? She goes, oh, when I picked it up, I thought it was a shirt. And so the girl kept the receipt so she could take it back and keep the money. And I told Tara, no, that doesn't work. You tell her you want the receipt because the receipt has to go through the head nurse that takes care of the ladies. I said, you get the receipt back from her. And then she says, oh, well, we don't have the receipt. Well, they have to have this in order to budget her money out for the month. And so the head nurse went to the lady, and Tara, they all went back to the store, and she got her money back on her card. And it's bad that you cannot have faith in somebody that comes in and takes care of you. You know, and that's why I won't let nobody in here. My daughter takes care of me, and I take care of her. You know, we try to do as much crafts and stay out of the spotlight, out of the house. You know, I used to do a lot more crafts. Got everything set up in 3 different areas in my house. And then when my husband got the cancer, everything got shoved into one room, in the front room, in boxes and bags and totes. And then had him in here. And then it got to where the ambulance drivers wouldn't come back there because of all the turns with the wheelchairs and all that. So and then I moved everything from the front room into here and had him in the front room up until he passed. So a lot of my stuff is still in totes, bags, hanging on hangers and bags in my closet. But you know, it's been hard to make that adjustment. But
I've been answering you this whole time and didn't realize my sound was off. But yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, I had to step away, y'all. I have a phone call and I need to finish it. Some legal stuff. I want to say bye. I thought I'd be finished by now, but
It's okay, honey. Take
thank
care of what
you,
you need to take
Stacey.
care of.
Crafty,
Thank you for
it was
hanging
good
out.
meeting you again. You got to keep
Thank you.
making those pretty things.
yeah, I got lots of
Bye.
it. I'm thinking about
Thank
putting a
you
lot of
again.
it in bags to sell. So what do you do with these things? Do you sell them that you're making?
Yeah. Yeah, folks stop by on the Vintage Mars trinkets and things. Because my channel is a hangout channel only.
Yeah. Yep.
Just where I want to keep it so it's a channel without
Yeah.
having the sales and all that stuff on there.
My next project is I'm taking one of these grid boards and I'm gonna have my son put it on a board that stiffens it up so it's not waggly and moving all over. And my daughter's gonna draw me out a tree trunk from the bottom coming up through the paper on the top and then back over and then spreading out. There's a lady that has a technique that she does, and I want to do mine for my wall. She does the brim of the tree trunk and brings it up and it takes Q-tips and dips it in her paint and just draws out these black lines all the way over and then the little lines on that. And then she takes the pink buttons, the small little baby pink buttons up to about half-inch size, and she glues them onto this painting, and it looks like the Chinese flower when it.
Yeah, as I say, cherry blossoms.
Yeah, I love that. I want to do that so bad. But every time I buy buttons around here, you gotta either buy a bag or a whole big jar, and then you only get 5 or 6 of what you want. So my friend suggested that I go to the thrift store and buy shirts and things that I want. Well, that can get pricey too. So, um,
Depending.
Desiree,
So, what
Desiree,
color you were looking for? Pinks?
yeah, I'll keep trying to show you.
Were you looking for different shades of pink, or
Right.
one shade? Different shades of pink.
I brought this up to kind of show you real quick, and then I'll show you that picture. I have a friend down the street. He's a painter, and I made him give me all his paintbrushes. I went out to a thrift store and bought some dolls that are just cheap. And this is what I'm going to be doing. I want to do this so bad. Come on, focus. Little paintbrushes. Isn't that cool?
Okay, I'm trying to figure that out. Is it like a hanging, like a?
It's a paintbrush, an old paintbrush, and then they took a doll's head and glued onto it, and they put a hanging.
Oh, is that
piece
one
on
of those flat kind of doll's heads, or they cut it to make it
Yeah.
flat?
No, it's flat. She bought them that way.
Okay.
But he has so many
And painted the
paintbrushes.
bottom. Yeah. I see underneath, like painted an outfit under it.
Right. Let's see if I can-
Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen anything like that, quite like that one before.
And then the memory boards I do is this. This is one of mine. It's not complete. I just set it there and try to decide where I'm going to put everything. And that's on a canvas. Just different stuff that I try
So
to do.
you use those for picture.
Yeah, when we get a deal on canvases, I'll bring home like 20 of them. My daughter will take half and I'll take half. And I'll just sit down and look at things and say, okay, well, I got that, and that. And I don't have that. And try to come up with something like, the wood room dividers
Mm.
that have like little pictures in them. Well, I took the glass out of mine and took the room divider and had my son drill small holes every so many inches, and I ran wire across, and I made my own grid thing for my earrings out of a divider.
Oh, that's
So
neat.
when they're on the pads, they just hang right there.
You know,
And
they
then
have
when
the little picture frames, kind of like that.
Yeah,
The smaller picture frame with multiple
Yeah.
sections in it. You could probably
that's what made
do that.
that.
Sell them
Yeah.
as the earring holders. Those would be cute.
Yeah, last year I did a lot of picture frames I bought for my yard sale, and I kept looking at what am I going to do with them, and I went out and bought some of the chicken wire,
Mhm.
the small stuff, and my son stapled it on there, and that's what I was using to hang earrings on in the office. But then I decided to do bigger and better things. So, then I had to go to that. And then the reason I had to make that is the lady that gave me all this jewelry here last year. I was trying to find a way to use it all, so I started making the earrings, and then I thought, I can't really display them because I didn't have a grid, I didn't have my computer, and all that going on. And come up with that, and that worked really well. And then when we remove it, I would just put the paper front to back and close it up, and then I'd put a
Mhm.
big bag over it, and then it worked for a while. Trying to find this picture so I could show you. And my son met up with a guy at the bar where he goes and bar bouncer. They they're coming up with stuff for him to make and things to do. Well, anyways, one of the guys looks at my son and goes, "I'll be back in a couple hours." And he left and he came back. He goes, "I want to show you something." He had my son's full image that he drew out on a piece of paper for him. And I just thought that was so cool. Has my son's beard and everything. And when you look at the paper, it's almost identical. So I told my son, "You need to get him over here." There's a lot of things I get him to do for me. Right now I've got 3 work orders over here. One is for a headdress with the beads hanging off of it for this girl. Has cancer. But she's doing better. So get it finished up for her. And then the other one is I'm making stingrays out of wire. And that's going to be cool to get that done. And then the guy down here, he cleans out abandoned houses, and he collects all the silverware. And this is, I know this picture is not going to show justice, but they took one of the big serving fork spoons and split it so it flares out, and they make it with the silverware. Now, isn't that a cool idea?
That's neat.
Yeah. And the big fat silverware that he cuts the tops off and makes them into pins. He flattens and makes them into pins. I went out and bought a bunch of quills, porcupine quills. Come on, thanks. Hey, try to get the best image so you can see it. So he just flares them until they get round and makes pins. I'm gonna make some.
Huh.
I'm trying to find that one image.
I haven't heard from her yet, Carol. I know she went, I think it was Thursday, so she's probably going to be down a couple of days before she contacts anybody.
This other technique I want to learn, this lady buys, well, she doesn't really buy. She finds them in yard sales, old broken up plates that have pieces broken on it or whatever, but she breaks it even more. And then she goes out into her garage and she'll take a chunk of the broken plate that has a picture image or a scenery on it, and she just puts it on the sander and makes it into a heart and makes them into bracelets and earrings. This is probably a plate from Holland, probably, because of the print.
It's always amazing to hear what people come up with to do the stuff to recycle. Wow.
And that was from a dinner plate.
That is beautiful.
And she
From a broken plate. That's amazing.
Pliers or a hammer till she gets the image she wants, and then takes it out on the grinder that she has and starts grinding down to the form that she wants it to be. I really like the heart one. But try to find those old Dutch plates. That's almost impossible.
Is it Monday or Thursday, Jeffrey? I can't remember if it was the 26th or the 28th.
Come on, that picture should be in there by now.
Hmm.
But anyways, it's pink buttons. I think the biggest one might be the size of your pinky finger, the first knuckle. I don't want to go any bigger than that. Aha, I found it.
Okay.
But she did this on a canvas. And I want to do this so bad. I can't stand it, and I can't find the button. And that's cool.
That is neat. Hmm. Let me make a note here and see if I can't scare you up some pink buttons.
Alright.
Pinky size.
Yeah. I don't think you need
So
a dime. Because you don't want it too big. I'm gonna take them. I take these pictures and go places, and I take another picture, and then when I want to show it, I gotta go find it somewhere. So I'm gonna take a picture of this. I need to get my daughter to do a file in my phone for these crafts, so I can just open my phone and go to craft. And
so you're talking like 3/8 inch around about there,
Let's see. Let me see if I have it.
and smaller.
Get my. Let's see. I wouldn't want them any bigger than a 2 millimeter. Because that's pretty good size there. I wouldn't want them any bigger than that. And then the small ones down. Because the bigger ones are going to be at the bottom of the base going out to the smaller ones, I would imagine. I know I'd have to lay it out and see which one I like the most, but I have some of the shell ones that are on here. There's ones that are shaped like a little flower right here on this one image.
Okay, hold on a minute. 2
Let's see if it'll focus enough. See the one that looks like a little flower with another one on top?
Yeah.
Oh, even those would be okay. But we have what they call a Mormon thrift store here. And a friend says, we'll go down because they do...
I'm not thinking about what size they are, but off the top of my head, I know for pretty darn sure that Walmart has those flower-shaped buttons.
Yes, they do. Yeah. I mean, I bought some 1 year. I think it was about 3 years ago. The ones that looked like
You gotta turn your volume up just a hair, honey, because I can barely hear you for some reason.
Well, this is what happens. The snowball in the internet. Our internet, after an hour or so, everything starts going haywire.
Well, it's not really haywire. Everything's good. You just are a little quieter. That's the only difference.
Is that any better? Because on this side,
Yes,
I don't know.
very much so. That worked.
Okay, let's just get back closer to this My
Okay.
snowball set's over here. 35, a little bit closer.
Okay, so we're looking for 11 millimeter smaller. And you want them that kind of mid pink color, right? Not bright pink,
Yeah.
not real soft pink, kind of mid pink.
Right. Kind of like this pink with this lace here on this backside.
Yeah, like a mid
Not-
pink, not super soft, but not
And even
pink
a
in
little
your
bit of
face.
1 or 2 or 3.
Paler.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, see what I could do about scaring you up some.
That'd be cool.
'Cause I can look through my collection first. I got a ton of buttons. See if I have any.
I know my son and my husband wear flannels. And I was forever having to replace buttons on his arm because of getting in and out of the truck
Mm-hmm.
and reaching up underneath and hitting the emergency button and stuff on the truck.
Mm-hmm.
And then my son, being a mechanic, it was always the front part of his shirt right here, the work shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Buy a little jar of them at the store, and I would got sticker shock. Or Walmart wanted $14 for this little mason jar. So I thought, okay, well, I came home to somebody at the grocery store. Says, well, you know, when you buy shirts, inside the shirt, around the hip area, they always sew on an extra button. So I went back to all of his old shirts that I had to keep for rags in the garage. Took all the buttons off, made them,
Mhm.
fixed them all up with other shirts. But was it Beverly's? Yeah, it was Beverly's here in town. It's a craft store, and they closed their doors. So I was able to go in and get a whole bunch of buttons and this and that and the other. And
Mhm.
but all the buttons, again, they're like what you got in front of you there. Is the big white buttons and a few metal ones. But I just still think that's so cool what you sit there and do.
Well, my creativity. It's harder for me to deal with doing a pattern like a pre-made, like follow the step A, B, C. You know, my mind is more freeform. So doing things, you know, like even if I have patterns, I'm always adjusting them and changing them. You know.
I know my husband used to get mad at me. I would say, I had just a box beside my desk when I do a craft, and I only had one more thing of that. Well, don't want to put it away and forget where I put it. So
Mhm.
I created a box next to my chair when I would do stuff. And then the holidays, you find stuff like I have these things I got from Walmart that it's just like a wire of a big gigantic S, but done real fancy. And then the center, they had this ugly stone plastic thing on it that was green. So I popped them off, and one of these, oh, is it one of these over here? I found these little metal pieces like this
Mhm.
that you sew a button into for a shirt. So I bought a bunch of those, and then started doing the crafts that I wanted to do from there with these metals. So when I had those and doing these, I thought, well, those S things, that'd be perfect. So I put that background with this brooches. So I took that background, glued it on, and then I found a whole bunch of these at the Dollar Tree one day. And so I put them all onto that. Sometime when I get them on the boxes, I'll bring them out and show you. But it's just a wire that went real fancy S, like a treble, like leather thing. And then the middle I just made it one extra little twist so I had something there to glue to. And then I put those backings of these pictures on there. And some I did a real small little piece of lace, so it had a shabby chic look. Well, I made like 40 of those ones, and they sold like that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a chance to put them on my own tree. But when I found your page, I said, "Oh, finally, somebody that likes to do things like I do. Just take leftovers and make something special."
Yeah.
When you go out in society and it's Christmas and holidays, anniversaries, and it's the same thing over and over and over. And I just want to get away from that and just do the crafts.
Yep.
You know, I have a lot of creativity. I like learning from other people. I don't like copying people, but you know, in text like this thing here, you know, you do yours on your 45s. But I thought, well, plastic, because I can't find any 45s around town to sit and do them with you, so
No, that was a great.
I decided to do that.
Well, I do it
And
on
I did
45s, and then I do the smaller versions on the centers for the.
yeah. So when you're looking at my grid board on the table, you know, that would be my centerpiece. And then doing the squares. Because everybody else does the plain old grid boards, and I don't know. I like being different. Like this lady, she goes, "Come and see my yard sale." I said, "Okay." She goes, "Well, I have something here for you." And she gave me these thank you cards, not knowing I was going to use them as thank you cards, but on the back, you can see the little image. And I'll cut like stuff like that out off a card. I'm not
Ooh.
using different stuff. And I like, you know, cutting that pieces out. And then that's the image. So I want to do one grid board with that image on there. I just thought that was so cool.
You know, I was just thinking that image. She has the umbrella, which goes over her, right?
Yeah.
If you cut up the umbrella, you could put a piece of sheer lace or something there that's like the same shape as her apron there, you know? And then put the umbrella back on.
This one, what my plan is with this print, is I want to cut her out completely. And then right here, I want to cut right where her hip and stuff is. And the old vintage hankies back in the day that grandparents used to do the little print, you know, stitching on. Well, I want to do that and have it hang down like a skirt. But leave this piece is the vintage part of it. And then putting stuff on my board there. So,
that would be cute.
Yeah. I like these cards. And one time when I got these, I used the small ones that were the vintage, they're all black and white.
She's at Nana Tink right now.
Huh?
She must be feeling better. Willow, I think Jeffrey is saying she's Nana Tink's right now.
And then this one has got that image on it. And I want to cut those and use that image and I just love
Well,
that.
secret. Want to cut? You should
So
make a color copy of it if it's color.
yeah, I got lots of them. She gave me multiple ones.
Well, you know how it goes. You get to making something.
Yeah.
Next to use the last one, you're like, oh,
Yep.
should be like the first thing before you even go there. Is make
Yeah.
copies of those images so you could keep repeating that process.
Yeah.
You have a master.
One lady where I used to buy my vintage lace from before I got what I have now. I walked into her store. It's called Lace and Things, and it's more geared during the holiday season stuff. And on her wall, as you walk in, you see back in the old days, they used to have the brooms made with the hay stuff. Well, she has a great big one up on her wall. She had a couple small ones that she made witches with for the holidays. But the big one, she put that up on the wall, and it hung there for years. And I thought, what are you going to do with that? She goes, oh, it's just a broom that she ties ribbons on and stuff to show people her different colors. And I thought, well, there's something better we can do with that. And that's how I came up using material as like a accordion material. You bunch it together and you put it up, flare it out. And she did that, but she took it another whole step further. And I wish I had gotten pictures to show you guys because it was beautiful. She bought a doll head, and she had the doll head hanging on the hook, and it wasn't attached because she always wanted to change it, the image on it. And I thought that was so cool. Becky, is that you out front? Getting up there, dropping a package.
I didn't see anybody out there.
Because Bob came up.
Well, that's why I keep hearing. I thought it was in my car.
Okay, I want you to catch Bob and tell Bob that table is there for you to put packages on.
When
Quit
there's
dropping them.
stuff on there, it needs to be taken off. Then he can take stuff.
And then you need to go take care of that then. Because sorry if you closed my house up, it's getting warm already. But so do you like that E6000 over anything else? Because I noticed when the E6000 long term it kind of turns yellow.
Was it?
That's all I never heard. Either your internet's messing up or mine is.
It's mine right now.
Okay. So the E6000, when I use it on my bracelets, I noticed it turned a yellowy orange color. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's the
Hold on. It's trying to
exposure.
reconnect me. Hold on. Okay. I think I'm okay now. I'm in South Florida, so I'm getting that little disturbances before the big disturbance comes now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Put some cheese over the top. So I went around, bought a bunch of different glues because of the metals and having plastic too. So this is what I found at Walmart. And this stuff, I put down a pretty good substantial blob, and I spreaded it out with some Q-tips. And I put Q-tips, I put um, different metals as it was setting up. And then I hit it with the blow dryer to help dry it all. And then I left it out in the garage for about a week. And not one color changed, but the E6000 turned yellow. The Jim,
Really? Aleene's the ultimate, huh?
yeah,
Well, in fabric and stuff like that, I have my Aleene's tacky. I've never used anything but that in Aleene's, but I'll get out.
but I always try with different glues, like on my metals, and the bracelets I make. I buy the bracelet from Hobby Lobby or usually Michael's, and it has a little round disc on top. And from that, I make beautiful bracelets with wires, beads. My last bracelet I sold for $170, and I could still kick my butt for selling. Because now that I show everybody, they go, "Oh well, I want one this color," and when you tell them the price, they back down. But you don't look. I have to take
Well,
that
that's because they're so used to our throwaway society now.
Yeah.
They think everything is made in plastic, cheap plastic. Because you can't have plastic things and they be good quality. But cheap plastic and throwaway, that's what they think everything is.
Yeah. When I have broken chains.
So it's like, oh yeah, make me 15 of them. Yeah, okay.
I suffer. Sometimes I get up in the morning, this finger was so bent down, I have to fight to get it back up. So I made my own rings for my hands at night. And it took me a while to figure it out, but I finally got it. I used very soft wire. I took a bunch of chains and hung them on the wire so they're all the same length. 100% all the same length. Then I took the soft gauge wire and just went back and forth like this through the chain. Back and forth and back and forth. So I got to the size that I want. And this is what it looks like. This is just an old chain. You see how I wove it back and forth. And you can make this as wide as you want by how many chain lengths you want to. So I do 8 inches, that way I know how to put it in and wiggle it to straighten it as I go. And then that was an old button, a metal button. And that's what I put on this knuckle to keep it from being locked into place. So I try to use things. Well, I'm going to get off here. Next time I try to come on with you, I want to have my stuff set up to do work with you. But
okay.
I know Kay Renee wants me to come in with her in a little bit, and I got to get some things set up for that. And got to eat. Maybe got this one antibiotic that got me on because of this. Oh. Okay, about 10 minutes in my stomach starts burning. And I'm almost done, so I need to get off of it. But I have to eat when I take this thing. I got a pretty good cast iron skillet living on the road. My stomach, eating all the different foods and that. But I'm telling you, this pill it's got 3 antibiotics in one. That's a hard pill to swallow in my throat. But 2 more days and it's done. Hopefully. I'm really trying to avoid surgery. Anyway, sweetie, thank you for letting me come on again.
Well, you're more than welcome anytime, honey. Anytime I'm on, you're more than welcome to be here.
I love being on your channel. I like learning, I like teaching, and I don't want to be out in society doing it anymore. I like the quiet set down. Get you for lunch. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Since it's pretty good low, I'm going to take a small little break here.
So you come on
Something to
on
munch.
dinner or what?
I usually come on just once, anytime between 10 and 11 or 10 and 12, depending on what's going on in my morning.
Yeah.
And stay on until I'm ready to be off.
Okay.
Or on certain days, I'll leave earlier, a little after. Certain auctions start later in the afternoon if I'm on that long.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of the people that come here go there. So,
These auctions?
huh?
Or just, is there any certain one thing that you're looking for from the auctions?
That I'm looking for from auctions?
Yeah.
No, no. I know I'm a know it when I see it kind of buyer.
Yep. Yeah, it was they.
But
Yeah.
no, I don't. I
Wonderful.
stop mine not just so much for me to go to the auction, because I know a lot of the people that come visit me here go to the certain auctions. So I kind of just end my live if I happen to still be on, and just to. Although I've sat here by myself too, so I don't care.
Yeah. I want to do this thing that I found on Pinterest. She took an old table that had the old wooden legs about 3 or 4 inches wide, and then they just spiral down in different techniques with the wood. And she takes that leg, one leg, and she'll hit every thrift store, yard sale where she could find these ceiling fans. And she takes 2 blades from the ceiling fan and has her husband mount them on this wooden leg. And then from there, she makes it into a gigantic mural piece of either she'll do like a butterfly with them, or it has 2 on each side, or she'll do one like those bugs that you see flying around on water. Anyway, she makes a bunch of things with those. And I thought to myself, it's just 2 ceiling
like lily pads.
Yeah, and she does different techniques with it. She does the dragonfly. That's what caught my eye, was the dragonfly. And she just took an old wood leg, 2 ceiling fan blades, and decided to make art with it. And she's selling them for $140 a piece.
Yeah, but when they're that big,
the paint.
That's gotta have a local sale. There's no way you're shipping that.
I'm glad my contact hidden in the mail. Cool. I'll be able to see the rest of the year. I just made it into the post of getting them ordered before my prescription expired. Yeah. And I'm gonna let you go and eat my lunch.
Okay.
What are you doing here? I'm
gonna take a little break.
Yeah. I have a box full of these little Christmas trees that they use. It has a little wooden base on the bottom. They're little soft looking little Christmas trees, but I have them up from about, let's say, 2 inch to 6 inch.
Like this.
Yeah, little Christmas trees. And I'm
Hmm.
trying to figure out what I can do with all those because when my husband was alive, he wanted to do a bubble window and put all the little town things. So he started buying me all the stuff to put in there to make it look like a little town. But we never got that together. So I have a bunch of that stuff and little street signs and little things that says "Welcome to my garden," stuff like that.
You gotta do a theme sale for that.
You know. All right,
A
sweetie, you take
miniatures
care.
theme sale.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, well, you take care.
If
Mm, yeah, your internet's fading in and out.
But thank you for hanging out.
You bet. Thank you.
Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, thank everyone who stopped in, everyone who hung out with me. Those who came up on screen, those who will watch it in the future. But most importantly,